Imagine a place, a tough place. Nairobi's Mathare slum. It's crowded. Life here can be a daily fight. For some young men, that fight led to crime. Gangs offered a way, or so it seemed. But then, something amazing happened. A change, a real powerful change. This is the story of vision bearers. It's a story unfolding right now in 2025. These guys swapped guns for gardens. Seriously, they were once known for trouble. Now they are known for hope. They traded mean streets for green shoots. Sounds like a movie, right? But it's real. This group of nearly a dozen young men, they decided to rewrite their story. They wanted a different future for themselves and for their community in Mathare. They chose to become farmers, urban farmers, in the middle of a concrete jungle. Their journey wasn't easy. Oh no. Old habits, they die hard. Old reputations, they stick like glue. But these men, they had a vision strong enough to bear the weight. That's why they call themselves vision bearers. They carry hope on their shoulders now. Instead of the heavy burden of crime, they are showing everyone what's possible, even when you start with very little. This isn't just about farming, though. It's about transformation. Deep down, it's about taking responsibility. It's about healing wounds. Their own and their communities. They are building something new, something fresh, something green, something that feeds bodies and souls. This is how you change the world, one seed, one person, one vision at a time. And it's happening in Mathare right now. Every big change starts with a moment that shakes you to your core. For the founders of Vision Bearers, that moment was tragic. It was sharp, it was painful, it was real. Joseph Kariaga, one of the key members. He lost his brother. His brother was shot, killed by police, a life cut short. That's a wake-up call nobody wants. But it's a wake-up call that changes everything. It forces you to look at your own life. Joseph and his friends, they were living that life. The gangster life, as they called it. Ben Nyoki, Moses Nyoika, and others. They were deep in it, the crime, the danger. But seeing Joseph's brother fall, it made them think, really think. Was this it? Was this their only path? More violence? More loss? More fear? They realized they were on a road to nowhere, or worse, a road to an early grave. So in 2017 they made a pact. They decided to get out, to leave the gangs, to turn their backs on crime for good. It wasn't just about saving themselves, it was about saving others too. The youth in Mathare looking for a way. They needed better role models, not guys who ran the streets with weapons, but guys who built things up, guys who offered a different kind of strength. This decision was huge. Monumental. Imagine walking away from the only life you know, the only power, the only respect you thought you had. It takes courage, a lot of it, but they found that courage together. They decided to channel their energy, their street smarts, their resilience into something positive, something life-giving. And that's how Vision Bearers truly began. From a shared tragedy, a shared hope emerged. Joseph Kariaga. He's young, only 27, but he carries an old soul's wisdom, the kind of wisdom born from pain. Losing his brother was the spark, the terrible fire that lit a new path. He could have chosen revenge, more anger. Many do in places like Mathare, but Joseph chose something different. He chose to build, to create. He decided his brother's death wouldn't be in vain. He and his friends, they huddled together, united by grief and a new purpose. They didn't just want to escape their past, they wanted to transform their present and build a better future for their community. Joseph's pain became a driving force, a reason to wake up every day and fight a different kind of battle. A battle against poverty, against hopelessness, a battle for a brighter Mathare. It wasn't easy for Joseph, of course not. The streets still called, old friends, old ways, the memory of his brother, a constant ache. But he had his new brothers now, the Vision Bearers. They had each other's backs, they understood the struggle, they knew what it meant to want more. Joseph became a leader, not by force, but by example, by his quiet determination. He showed that change was possible. Today, Joseph is a farmer, a community worker. He helps grow vegetables, he helps feed children, he talks to young people about avoiding crime. His brother's story is a sad one, but Joseph is turning that sorrow into strength. He is living proof that even in the darkest times, a single spark of hope can ignite a flame that warms an entire community. Joseph Kariaga is that spark, and Vision Bearers is that flame. Meet Moses Nyoika. He's 32, he's the chairman of Vision Bearers. Think of him as the team captain, the guy who helps keep everyone focused. Moses also walked away from the gangster life. He knew it was a dead end. He wanted more for himself, for his people. He saw the potential in his friends, the same energy they put into crime could be used for good, amazing good. Moses understood the streets. He grew up there. He knew the challenges young people faced, the lure of easy money, the pressure to join gangs, but he also knew their potential, their intelligence, their creativity, their resilience. He believed they deserved a chance to build something positive, a chance to be proud of who they are and what they do in their community. This belief fuels his leadership. As chairman, Moses has many roles. He helps organize the farm. He helps manage their small businesses. He talks to community leaders. He represents vision bearers to the outside world. It's a tough job, full of pressure, but Moses handles it with a calm strength. He knows the stakes are high. The future of many young lives depends on their success. He carries that responsibility seriously. Moses Nyoike is not just a former gangster. He is a visionary, a community builder. He sees Mathare not just for what it is, but for what it could be. A place where young people thrive, where gardens bloom in unexpected places, where hope overcomes despair. He and the Vision Bearers team, they are planting seeds of that future, every single day with hard work and heart. Section 5, Sowing Seeds of Hope, Urban Farming in Mathare. So, what does it mean to be an urban farmer, especially in a slum like Mathare? It means being creative, very creative. Space is tight, resources are scarce. But vision bearers found a way. They started small with a patch of land. They decided to grow vegetables, greens, tomatoes, onions, food for the people, things that could nourish their community and provide an income, a clean income. Their first challenge, the soil. In many parts of Mathare, it's polluted, not exactly ideal for growing healthy food. And then there's water. Water is precious, rationing is common. You can't just open a tap. So, growing crops the traditional way, it was tough, really, really tough. They faced setbacks, plants would wither, doubts would creep in. Was this even possible? But they didn't give up. Vision bearers, remember? They learned, they adapted, they persevered, they found ways to clean the soil, they learned about water conservation, they experimented with different crops. Slowly, carefully, their farm began to grow. Little green shoots pushing through the earth, a symbol of their own new beginnings. It was more than just food, it was a statement, a sign of change. Right there in the heart of Mathare, and it wasn't just vegetables, they expanded their vision. Literally, they started raising pigs. Smart move. Pigs can eat food scraps, they grow fast. And then fish, tilapia in a small pond. Who would have thought? Fish farming in a slum. These guys were innovating, thinking outside the box, or in this case, outside the traditional farm. They were turning challenges into opportunities, showing everyone that where there's a will, there's a way. Section 6, Growing Smarter Hydroponics and Overcoming Hurdles. The Vision Bearers crew, they're smart. They knew they had to find better ways to grow food in Mathare. The soil and water issues, still a big headache. Then, inspiration struck. From where? TikTok? Yes, you heard that right. A TikTok video showed them something new, something called hydroponics. It sounded futuristic, a bit like science fiction, but it was a real solution. Hydroponics, it's a fancy word. It just means growing plants without soil, using mineral nutrient solutions in water. This was a game changer for them. No more worrying about polluted soil, and it uses less water too. Big win. So they decided to try it. They got some help, some training, and soon they had their own hydroponic setup. Lettuce, spinach, herbs growing in pipes. This was innovation in action, born out of necessity, driven by determination. They were farming in the 21st century, in one of Africa's most crowded slums. It showed their willingness to learn, to adapt, to embrace new ideas. This wasn't just about planting seeds anymore, it was about planting ideas, planting the future. They were becoming experts in resilience and masters of making the most of what they had. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Hydroponics needs some investment. Pipes, pumps, nutrients, it costs money. And learning new techniques takes time. There were failures, experiments that didn't work, but they kept at it. They troubleshooted, they shared knowledge, they helped each other, and slowly their hydroponic garden flourished. More food, better quality, grown smarter. Vision bearers were not just farmers, they were pioneers. Section 7. Beyond the farm, nurturing the community's soul. The work of vision bearers goes far beyond farming. The vegetables they grow, they don't just sell them all. A big portion goes to feeding hungry mouths. Every week they provide lunches for children. Over 150 kids in Mathare get a good meal. Ugali, beans and fresh vegetables from the farm. For many of these children, it's a lifeline, a moment of certainty in an uncertain world. This is compassion in action. This is a community looking after its own. But they don't stop at feeding bellies. They are also feeding minds and spirits. The members of Vision Bearers, they talk to the youth. They share their own stories, the good, the bad, the ugly. They warn them about drugs, about crime. They say, look at us, we made mistakes, but we found a different way. You can too. This kind of outreach is powerful. It comes from people who have been there, people who understand the pressures, and there's more. They run other programs. Women in the group hold sessions for girls, teaching them about feminine health, important stuff, creating safe spaces for young women to learn and share. It's holistic. They see the bigger picture. A healthy community needs more than just food. It needs education. It needs support. It needs people who care enough to act. Vision Bearers are those people. They are nurturing the very soul of Mathare. To fund all this amazing work, they have to be resourceful, very resourceful. They sell some of their farm produce. They run a car wash, keeps those Nairobi cars shining, and they manage a public toilet, a vital service. These small enterprises, they add up. They help pay for the feeding programs. They help keep their projects going. It's a testament to their hard work, their commitment to making a difference every day. Section 8, the unseen battles, challenges on the path to progress. This journey of transformation, it's not a fairy tale. There are no magic wands in Mathare. Vision Bearers faces real tough challenges. Every single day, it's a struggle. One of the biggest? Money, or the lack of it. Funding for their feeding programs is a weekly worry. Imagine having 150 hungry kids relying on you and not knowing if you'll have enough food next week. That's a heavy burden to carry. It's a constant search for resources. Then there's the past. It has long shadows. Some members still face police harassment. Their old reputations as gangsters hard to shake off, even when they are doing so much good. It's frustrating, it's unfair, but they keep pushing forward. They know they have to prove themselves over and over again, through their actions, through their commitment to peace and progress. They are fighting prejudice with persistence. Recidivism, that's another hard reality. Sometimes a member slips, falls back into old ways. At least one member has been arrested again. It's heartbreaking for the group. It's a reminder of how strong the pull of the past can be, and how difficult it is to break free completely. But they don't give up on people easily. They try to support, to understand, to help them get back. It shows the complexities of rehabilitation, the long, winding road to lasting change. And there's a bigger picture issue too, funding cuts, especially foreign aid. Organizations like the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, they are scaling back. This makes it harder for local groups like Vision Bearers to find the support they need to grow, to sustain their incredible work. It's a tough environment, but these challenges, they only make their resolve stronger. They are used to overcoming obstacles. It's in their DNA now. Section 9, a blueprint for change, the ripple effect of Vision Bearers. So what's the future for Vision Bearers? Despite all the struggles, it looks bright, because what they are doing is so important, so vital. They are not just growing vegetables, they're growing hope, they are growing leaders. They are showing Mathare and the world that change is possible, even in the toughest places, even for those who have lost their way. Their model, it's powerful, from guns to gardens. It's a revolution. Jeffrey Okoro from CFK Africa, an NGO, he says something really smart. He says locally led organizations like Vision Bearers, they are the future of development. Why? Because they know their communities best. They understand the problems from the inside. They have the trust of the people, and they are passionate about making a real difference. Vision Bearers is a perfect example of this. They are the experts in their own community. Their impact is already huge. Think about it. Fewer young men in gangs, more children getting nutritious meals, a community seeing that positive change is possible. This is how you prevent crime, not just by policing it, but by offering alternatives, by giving young people hope, purpose, a stake in their future. Vision Bearers is doing exactly that. They are an inspiration, a living, breathing example. What they have achieved can be scaled. It can be replicated. Imagine this model spreading to other slums in Nairobi like Kibera, where groups like Human Needs Project are also doing great work. Imagine it spreading across Kenya, across Africa, young people turning away from crime and turning towards building their communities. using their energy, their creativity for good. That's the potential of vision bearers. They are more than just a group of farmers. They are a blueprint for a better tomorrow, a hopeful future.